educational and motivational here at Clubhouse. Get a better mindset and set your goals here at Clubhouse. Educational things you need to know here at Clubhouse. Like credit, home, buying, loans, and much more here at Clubhouse. The space for education, motivation, and inspiration. Clubhouse. The space for education, motivation, and inspiration. Clubhouse.
Come on in. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Home Buyers Clubhouse. For those of you guys who don't know me, my name is Jessie Lynn. I am a triangle realtor with A to Z Realty. And welcome to the Home Buyers Clubhouse, where we go live every Wednesday and every Friday at 12:30. On Wednesdays, we bring something inspirational and educational and motivational. And on Fridays, we give you something educational. So look, y'all, today we are talking about some potential issues that you may run into whenever you're buying a home. You know, so many of us, we get so excited about being a first-time home buyer, but we don't realize that there are some issues that you can run into. Sometimes, you know, buying a home can be an emotional roller coaster. And you're just kind of nervous, yet you're kind of excited at the same time because you don't know what to expect. You know, as an agent, you know, we give you the buyer consultation, but there are still some things, you know, that we could never prepare you for, because a lot of the times we kind of hope that it doesn't happen, because many times stuff, you know, some things happen like once in every 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 houses, you know. So we're going to talk about those issues today. So one of the first issues is that I want to talk about is, so sometimes, you know, you can have a real estate agent that may not have the best communication. You're reaching out to them, you're contacting them. I know myself, I try to respond right away, but, you know, sometimes stuff happens and whatever. But, you know, you may have an agent that offers poor communication. So whenever you run into that, you know, it's definitely a good idea to sit down with your agent. You guys meet face to face and kind of go over the issues or some of the problems that you may be having, or some of the concerns that you may have regarding the home that you're currently buying, if that makes sense. The next thing is inspections. I had a property inspection yesterday. I'm going to show you some videos of some potential issues that you may run into. You know, it's the inspector's job to find some issues. It's their job. They are required to find issues. Look, I had one that was so good one time. My inspector was a little disappointed because they were like, yo, it's my job to find some issues, but I didn't find many issues. So it happens, but then sometimes they find a lot of the common issues. So don't let that inspection overwhelm you. And I always tell my clients, if you can be present, because once you get that inspection, you're going to see there are about 40 items that may need to be repaired or recommended that it may need to be fixed, especially if it's an older home or whatever, about 20 years old, 10 years old. It's going to be some issues, and there are minor issues. But like I said, sometimes it can get very overwhelming. Okay. The next thing that you may run into is the lender. They may reject your loan at the last minute. It happens. And this is why we stress communication so much on here. Communicating with your lender. Last week, we talked about that. We talked about, last week and week before last, we talked about getting pre-approved and some issues that you may run into while getting pre-approved and going under contract with your lender. So some issues like that. So that's why we always stress communicate. The next thing is a low appraisal. And we're going to talk about the appraisal later as well. We're going to take a deep dive into that. How the appraisal could cause you to not get the home, or the appraisal can also cause your lender to not approve the loan. And we kind of talked about that last week as well. Again, a lot of this stuff goes over into your lender, your final pre-approval. So we're going to talk about what an appraisal is and all of that. We're going to take a deeper dive into it today. Okay. The title company. So in North Carolina, we have a closing attorney. So the title company, they may not, they may find some issues right at closing on the title. I've seen that. I've seen it in other groups as well. They got to closing and there was an issue. The seller had about 4 loans taken out. They had 4 loans taken out, and then at the end, they will owe about $35,000. So those are some issues that you can find on your title, and that's going to be up to the seller. Are you going to sell your home and pay up $35,000? Or are you going to or you're going to back out? So that could be an issue. Okay. So judgments, you could have a judgment. The seller could have a judgment. There could be all kinds of issues whenever it comes to you using your closing attorney and you following up. Okay. So those are some of the common issues that we have. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you one of the issues that's common on the property inspection. And then I'm going to come back. And then I think I have 2. I think I recorded 2 videos yesterday. So let's take a quick look at the inspection that we had yesterday. Okay, so what I said, if you couldn't hear me, that's just basically a leaky faucet. That's something common that you find on a property inspection. Here goes another common issue. All right. So what you saw was what's common is you're going to find a lot of leaky faucets. You may find like sometimes with the shower head, if you haven't noticed, if you look at your shower right now, you may notice it. Sometimes it may leak around the shower head, and that's normally something minor, like some thread. You need some plumber's tape or some thread or something like that. So you're going to run into some leaky faucet issues. Okay. You may run into some broken window seals. They are common as well on there. And basically, from what I see, I've seen some companies, it just depends on how old the home is. Some companies, they will honor, give me one second. I'm going to close this out because I still have it up. All right. Some companies, they will honor and they will replace it. But what you need to understand is, they will honor it, but a lot of the times they don't. They do not honor replacing the seals in the windows. Some other issues is some roofing issues. So the inspector that I have now, he
Hi, I'm Jay Monique, the founder of Her Power LLC. We host sisterhood events and have merch and custom cheesecake glasses to support our movement. Please check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
Hello, I am Maris Major, owner and operator of Major Cleanup LLC. It's not clean until it's major clean. MCU provides residential cleaning, commercial cleaning, professional organizing, home and space staging. You can find Major Cleanup on Instagram, Facebook, and on the web at mymajorcleanup.com.
Oh, y'all funny. I have like 5 people just sitting here watching my blank screen. Anyway, I'm back, y'all. My microphone went out. Hello, Sam. Hello, everybody. Hello. Y'all show a sister some love out there. I'm having some technical difficulties on my end, and the ladies left me up here by myself today. How y'all doing? Drop me some love. Drop me some hearts in the box below, because sister girl went all the way out. And it's crazy. Y'all just sitting there just watching my blank screen, but it's all good. Happy. Welcome. Come on in. So what I was talking about, we were talking about inspections. So a lot of the times when you get up some issues that you may have whenever you buy your house, right? So I was showing y'all, thank you, Samantha. Thank you, honey. So some issues that you may have whenever you buy your home. So we talked about the inspections. We said an appraisal, and we said you may run into some issues with your lender. So we're talking about an inspection. So basically what an inspection is, they're going to check everything. They're going to check they're going to check the driveway, the roof. They're checking the faucets. So like I said, you're going to find a lot of common issues whenever you get the property inspection done. So I think the one we had yesterday, and I said it was a good inspection, but they found about 35 issues. But again, once you look at it and once you see it, you don't want it to overwhelm you, because you're going to find a lot of stuff. That's their job, to find some issues. So what an appraisal is, the appraiser, they may find some issues. Okay, let's say you bid it about $400,000 on the property, but the appraisal comes in low. So that's one issue. And one thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to decide, okay, am I going to pay the difference or am I going to back out? So the way to avoid that is whenever you see a house. So one time I had a client, they bought a house during the busy market. You know, they bid it about $25,000 over asking. They $25,000 over asking, about $20,000 in due diligence, and their offer wasn't accepted. Their offer wasn't accepted. they were losing. So at one point they started getting desperate or whatever. But one time we saw a house that was on the market for about a week, which seems like forever in that market, because normally back then the homes would sell in a few hours. So we were like, okay, something got to be wrong with this house. What's going on? I pulled the comps on this property and they wasn't matching. They were like all over the place. So one of the issues is, you know how some people like to have like the biggest house in the neighborhood. That's not always a great idea to have the biggest and the best house in the neighborhood, because it's going to affect your value on the property. And this is the issue with this particular house. This was the issue with this particular house. It was one of the larger homes in the neighborhood, and we couldn't find any comps to match it, right? So the numbers, they wasn't matching up, right? So my clients ended up bidding below asking price. They got the house. They bid it below asking price. They got the house, but guess what? The appraisal came back in low. It was like 20, and we knew that the numbers wasn't matching. And I always tell them, like, look, these numbers are kind of iffy. So we knew. So that's why they went in low. And the property still didn't appraise. The appraiser ended up going outside of the neighborhood. They got some comps outside of the neighborhood, and it dropped the value. That house came back about $25,000 less than the appraisal price. So my clients at the time had about $10,000 in due diligence. So they had an option. They had the choice to walk away, or they can get it reappraised, or they can challenge it. They challenged the appraisal, but of course the appraisal is going to say, what? My numbers are good. They're not going to redo it. It's whatever. So my clients, they didn't walk away. They ended up paying the difference out of pocket. But all I'm saying is, a lot of people, they don't have that money to pay the difference out of pocket. So you definitely don't want to sell your soul to the devil. I have also seen some sellers reduce the price. So they've negotiated, but this particular seller, they wasn't budging. They wasn't going to negotiate. They wasn't going to do any of that. Okay. So that's another thing. All right. So we have the appraisal. That's about it. Look, y'all, because my time has this computer's acting a little funky. So yeah, that's all I have right now for today. As far as your particular issues that's going on, just your inspections, make sure you order your inspections. Get your estimates, look at it. Don't walk away. Have a professional look at that property just to make sure that it's going to be okay. Just to make sure, because, I was speaking to the inspector yesterday, and he said basically he's seeing people just walk away. They have about $10,000 in due diligence. The issue is about a $5,000 issue. They had a contractor come out and look at the property. It was a $5,000 issue, but they decided to walk away and lose their $10,000. So look, it's at the end of the day, it's going to be up to you, the buyer, but just make sure it makes sense. Are you okay with walking away and losing $35,000 in due diligence for a $5,000 issue? Does that make sense? So sometimes these issues may not be as big as they seem. So that's why it's going to be very important for you to go back, get that inspector. Get you a contractor. The inspectors, they're not a contractor. They're only there to check the property. But get you a contractor to take a look at those estimates to see, okay, is this worth me walking away, or is this only like a minor $2,000 issue? So you just have to weigh it. But at the end of the day, it's up to you. It's not up to your real estate agent. It's not up to you. The only person that really has a determining factor on whether you get this house or not is the lender. Sometimes, some stuff may pop up at the very, very, very last minute that, you can't pay the difference, or you can't fix it with your money or something like that. But outside of that, you have to make the final decision, because it's your money and it's your house. It's not the agent's decisions. It's nobody else's decision besides yours. All right, y'all. Sorry about my issues today, but it was good seeing you all today. I hope you guys have an awesome weekend. For those of you guys who don't know me, my name is Jessie Lynn. I am a Triangle Realtor with A to Z Realty. Before I go, I just want to make sure that commercial went through. I did play it because I did have my made up in my mind that I was going to play the commercial. But let me drop a word from my sponsors before we go. And I hope you guys have an awesome weekend. For those of you guys who don't know me, my name is Jessie Lynn. You can reach all of us in the clubhouse at www.thehomebuyersclubhouse.com. We also have an updated site at www.thehbclubhouse.com because some people don't want to type in the full thing. So yeah, we have a shorter version as well. But we hope you guys have an awesome weekend, and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Hi, I'm Jay Monique, the founder of Her Power LLC. We host sisterhood events and have merch and custom cheesecake glasses to support our movement. Please check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
Hello, I am Maris Major, owner and operator of Major Cleanup LLC. It's not clean until it's major clean. MCU provides residential cleaning, commercial cleaning, professional organizing, home and space staging. You can find Major Cleanup on Instagram, Facebook, and on the web at mymajorcleanup.com.